Yo, this is Soul Drum 86 bringing you another video, early morning video again. Wanted to talk about the showcase mode. There's some excitement, there's some disappointment, and um, I am on the side of I wish there was more matches. Doesn't necessarily have to be 40 for the 40 years of WrestleMania, but I do wish that we had more than 21. 21 is a good number, but I'm gonna get into all of that. And I understand both arguments. I understand when people say that, well, this isn't like the 30 years of WrestleMania because the showcase this time is called the Showcase of the Immortals and all that other stuff, right? And I get it. I get all that. Um, but I also do understand the side of it where when we did celebrate the 30 years of WrestleMania, and we're using that terminology, which they are in the promotions for this. They're celebrating the 40 years of WrestleMania. When we celebrated 30 years of WrestleMania, we got 47 matches. So we had almost 50 matches before that were extremely fun to do, man. It was so fun to play through that game mode. So this time around, only having 21, I'm like, eeh. Now they did surprise me putting certain matches in here that I didn't think would be in here. Like the Rick Rude versus Ultimate Warrior. I'm very glad Rick Rude is back in this game. I don't know why he was ever taken out. And having Bret Hart versus Roddy Piper for WrestleMania 8. That was one of the matches that I, before the list got leaked, that was one of the matches that I said, well, why won't they just put that in there? They do have a good amount of old school matches, right? I will say that they even have enough to kind of satisfy my appetite. You know what I mean? We got like what, 3 or 4 '80s matches. We got some '90s matches and all of that. Like, it's pretty cool. I feel like it's like 8 total of like between the '80s and '90s matches. I think there's like 8 total, and I believe there was like 9 or 8 when you went through the Hulkamania part in 30 years of WrestleMania. So I'm happy with that. I am. And I also understand the fact that like there's a lot of wrestlers now in AEW that they can't use anymore, like like Edge and Big Show and all that. So they can't do some of those matches from like the mid 2000s, early 2000s WrestleManias. So I get all that. I do. I understand the predicament that they were in. I do feel like you can think outside of the box a little bit. My biggest issues with the showcase mode, it's not even really just the 21 matches. The 21 matches I would be cool with 100% if there wasn't 3 matches from WrestleMania 39. Now I get it. I get it. You wanted to give every cover star their WrestleMania match for the showcase mode. But come on, man, let's be real. All my wrestling fans, let's be real. Now, I know to each his own. Everybody has their own opinion. It is what it is. But let's be real here. How many people are talking about Bianca Belair and Asuka at WrestleMania years down the line? I mean, even to this day, when we're talking about WrestleMania matches and great WrestleMania matches, are we talking about Rhea and Charlotte and Bianca Belair and Asuka? Not trying to say that they were bad matches, but when you're showcasing the Immortals and you're celebrating 40 years of WrestleMania, those matches both just look like, hey, let's just put those in there. The only match from last year's WrestleMania that deserves to be in the showcase is the Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns one, because that match was actually good. And it built up a lot of story. It built up anticipation. I actually wanted Cody to win. It kept looking like he was going to win, and then he ended up losing. So that match had a lot of suspense to it. There's no suspense to that Asuka Bianca match or the Rhea Ripley and Charlotte. They're just regular Raw matches to me. Now, I understand when people talk about the Ronda Rousey, the Becky Lynch and Charlotte main event, because that was the first time women have been a main event at a WrestleMania. I believe it was night 1. I don't think it was night 2, but they were still the main event. It was a big draw. It was a big moment in WrestleMania history to have the women kind of headline. So I get that match being in there, but come on, man. We only needed one WrestleMania 39 match. We only needed one. You always got to have 2 WrestleMania matches for WrestleMania 3. And that's not me being biased to the old school. That's me just keeping it real. To this day, a lot of people talk about how the Macho Man Randy Savage match with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was actually better than the Hogan and Andre match. But like the Hogan and Andre match was like the big thing. That was the match, right? But people say Macho Man and Steamboat stole the show, and that match was great. The story build up to that match was great, right? The build up and then the way that match went, it was fantastic. So you can't do road or road to WrestleMania. You can't do a showcase of WrestleMania matches and not use that match in there. So I get that WrestleMania having multiple matches in it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm puzzled that we have three. In a way, I mean, I get what they were trying to do, but I'm like, you only have 21 matches, man. Give us the Mr. Perfect versus Big Boss Man match. You know what I mean? Give us the Mr. Perfect versus Big Boss Man match at WrestleMania. I forgot which WrestleMania that was. That was either 8 or 9. But like, give us that. Mr. Perfect hasn't been in these games since what, 19? Since 19. I think he was in 2K19. I'm pretty sure. But like, you got wrestlers. You got Tatanka hasn't been in this game since 2K19. I know Shawn Michaels already got a couple matches in the showcase. He always does. His nickname is Mr. WrestleMania. They call Shawn Michaels Mr. WrestleMania. So of course you're gonna have some of these greats being repeated, right? So we could get another old school Shawn Michaels where he was the Intercontinental Champion and he was fighting Tatanka at WrestleMania 9. I would love that. I would love that arena. I know that you can make that arena in this game, but I would have loved to see it like legitly put together, right? Like from them. There's a lot of matches that they could have done. You know what I mean? It's instead of giving us three for the what are the most current the current WrestleMania, giving us three. And then the other problem that I have, I don't know if this is 100% true. I really don't, but it looks legit. There was a guy on YouTube. Somebody else made a video about it. They were showing like the leak of the main menu to showcase mode, and they finally show the three because we had 18 matches confirmed. They show the remaining 3 matches. Now, silly me, from the first trailer that they showed, I was in agreement with everybody else. I thought we were going to get Triple H versus Randy Orton because they showed Triple H in that WrestleMania ring doing his pose. By the way, I think it's disgraceful that Triple H is not in the showcase mode. Again, not being biased because he's one of my favorite wrestlers. I'm just keeping it real. Triple H is iconic. Triple H has had some great WrestleMania matches and moments, and to not have him in the showcase mode is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. The other rumor was they were going to have, because of what Chyna's character model is wearing in the game, they thought that they were going to do the match from WrestleMania, I think 15, where it was Kane versus Triple H, and Chyna was there. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's probably a possibility. And then in the trailer, they show Shawn Michaels, even though he's in a Raw ring, they show Shawn Michaels wearing the ring gear that he wore when he wrestled Kurt Angle at WrestleMania. But that's not going to be a match, apparently. And then you put Muhammad Ali in the game, and this is the part that's crazy to me. You put Muhammad Ali in the game, but you don't put the WrestleMania 1 match in there with Mr. T and Hogan versus Piper and Mr. Wonderful. You know how awesome it would have been to have Mr. Wonderful in these games? I was so excited for the possibility of having Mr. Wonderful. Like, come on, man, that would have been awesome. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Mr. Wonderful is like one of the characters that you get from Community Creations, where every year I really never find a really good Mr. Wonderful. I never find like a really good Mr. Wonderful. I can find almost everybody else, but I never find a good Mr. Wonderful. It's kind of disappointing. It's kind of disappointing. So it would have been cool. Like, why the hell? Like, on one hand, I get it. On one hand, I get it. They put Muhammad Ali in the game because he was a part of a WrestleMania and they're celebrating 40 years of WrestleMania. But why would you celebrate 40 years of WrestleMania, put Muhammad Ali in the game, but not his match? And Andre the Giant just won. Things have changed. I didn't expect that. Anyways, but yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Now again, I don't know if this was legit or not. This video might not age well because I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Like I said, the video looked legit, showing the remaining 3 matches, and I'm gonna get into that. Because it's the same issue that I have because of the WrestleMania 39 having 3 matches. So, last but not least, man. So the last remaining matches, it looks like it is going to be Brock Lesnar matches. All 3. All 3. Yeah, you heard me. All all 3. All 3 WrestleMania matches. The remaining WrestleMania matches. It is going to be. Oh wait. I can't play, and I can't. Yeah, all 3 matches. Brock Lesnar. Now I'm not a Brock Lesnar fan. I'm not. It just not my cup of tea, man. I've never been a Brock Lesnar fan. I hate his moveset. His matches, at least lately, have been like video game matches. I remember when he fought Roman. Every time he fights Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns can wrestle. This ain't on him. This is on Brock. Every time they have a match, and it's this big build-up, they literally, it's like they saved up all of their signature and finishers, and they just do them to each other over and over and over again. Now, if I was a kid, that would probably be so exciting to see. Like 50 Superman punches, a bunch of suplex cities, a bunch of, just powerful moves done over and over and over and over and over again. But I mean, like, what is the objective list going to look like? Because that's one of the matches is Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. So at WrestleMania, and it's like, what are the objectives going to be? Just do that over and over and over again? Because that's pretty much what they kept doing that match, and it was quick. I was like, man, this is crazy. I don't know, man. I just 3 Brock Lesnar matches. Now, the one Brock Lesnar match that they have in the game that I can understand, that I could legit understand, is the Beat the Streak. I get that. That's a big moment. That is a big moment. Undertaker was going undefeated for decades. And then he gets to that point, and then Brock Lesnar ends his streak and beats him at WrestleMania, right? I get it. That's a big, monumental WrestleMania moment. That's a huge deal. A huge deal. I got you. If you have that match in there, I'm not mad at you. But you got to put 2 more Brock Lesnar matches in there when that could be saved for another slot. Like, you could get some other 2000s, like early 2000s WrestleMania matches in there. Like, look, I know people can make the argument, well, Soul Drum, they got like 3 Hogan matches. They got like this many Shawn Michaels. But again, when you have to look at like who it is, right? You have to look at who it is. I think Stone Cold has 3 matches in the showcase. But you got to look at like who they are compared to who Brock is. I'm not saying Brock's not a big star, but Brock Lesnar is nowhere near Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm sorry, but he's not. He's not. He's nowhere near him. Stone Cold you could say revolutionized a part of wrestling, man. When he was big, Stone Cold was big. He was the guy. When Stone Cold he was running WWE. Stone Cold was that other superstar where when you thought of wrestling, you thought of Stone Cold. Everybody knew who he was. Everybody imitated him. Everybody back then had a Austin 316 shirt. Stone Cold was the guy. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Shawn Michaels, again, Mr. WrestleMania. He's had big WrestleMania moments. The ladder match with Razor Ramon. The Undertaker match. The at WrestleMania, what, 25? Uh, oh my gosh, I'm blanking right now. Oh, winning the title for the first time against Bret Hart and the Iron Man match, WrestleMania 12. Like Shawn Michaels is that dude. And then he main evented WrestleMania 1 against Diesel for the title. Lost. But Shawn Michaels is that dude, man. And again, that's not me being biased because that's my favorite, it's personally my favorite wrestler of all time. But Shawn Michaels is that dude. Brock Lesnar ain't got nothing on Shawn Michaels at all. So I get Shawn Michaels having multiple matches in the showcase. And then whatever you feel about the guy or not, there's no denying what Hogan did for wrestling, period. Back in the day, and until this day, if you ask somebody who normally doesn't watch wrestling, just a casual, somebody who just, they may not like it. Wrestling, you watch wrestling, it's this, blah. Even those people, when you ask them to name a wrestler, they probably gonna say Hulk Hogan. I mean, it's as simple as that. They probably gonna mention Hulk Hogan. So Hulk Hogan having multiple matches in the showcase, it's not a bad thing. But Brock Lesnar, somebody who's got like 4 moves, like, are you kidding? That's crazy to me, man. I'm sorry. That's crazy to me. I've never been a fan of him. I've never been a fan of Brock Lesnar. I just, I just, it is funny too because it's not even like I hate the guy, right? He's not somebody that like I have fun, like, oh, let me boo him. Nah. If I'm at an event and Brock Lesnar comes out, I'm just gonna be quiet. That's how I feel about Brock. And in all honesty, I don't get mad if he's on my TV. It's not like that. But it is one of those situations where it's just like, huh, okay, Brock. Like, he just, I don't know. He doesn't really provoke any kind of like, oh, that's cool, or Brock is back. Yeah, it is. Like, no, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. So look, you can look at this video of this being more of a personal thing. I'm not a fan, so I'm upset that he has 3 matches in the showcase mode. I know one is the one that I'm trying to think of what the other one was, because I don't even know if it's, hold on. I wish I could remember 100% what all. I know one of them was to beat the streak. I know the one was against Roman Reigns. Let's see. Because I want to say the other one. Give me a second. All right, hold on. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so it's the other one with Roman Reigns. It's WrestleMania 38 and then WrestleMania 31. Yep. They got, so they even got the tribal chief, what, 3 times in the showcase mode. So yeah. Yeah, I had to look it up because I wanted to be sure. But so far, that's what the leaked main menu of showcase mode. It shows the WrestleMania 38, Roman Reigns and Brock, WrestleMania 31, Roman Reigns and Brock, and then beat the streak. I get the beat the streak, 100%. I'm with it. But man, you could have used so many other WrestleManias, man. Like that, we could have had at least a total of four different, like four extra WrestleMania arenas instead of tripling up on WrestleMania 39 and tripling up on Brock Lesnar matches. But I mean, it is what it is, guys. I just had to get these thoughts out, man. I'm excited for the mode. I'm not a fan of the slingshot tech because I'm gonna have to edit when I upload that gameplay on my channel because I do want to do that. The videos might be kind of long too. I'm not gonna just like do a match and whatever. I'm gonna record a lot of gameplay so I can just kind of easily cut out the stuff that I don't want and just make it easier for me. So yeah. So I don't know. Depending on how long it takes, it might be like 2 or 3 matches per video, maybe because there's so much of the slingshot tech. When they start showing the real life footage, it takes over more of the gameplay. So you're watching a lot of stuff more than you're actually playing it. That's the big disappointment with showcase mode. But I mean, it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. Let me know your thoughts about it. If you're a Brock fan and you're happy about it, just let me know. I think that, look, when I started seeing the original list of 18 matches outside of what we're getting for WrestleMania 39, I stopped being upset about the 21 matches, but then I got a little annoyed again with the 21 matches when 3 of those matches are going to be taken up by Brock Lesnar, a wrestler that I really just don't care about. But man, and we could have had different arenas, because I mean I think a lot of people kind of wanted that. I see a lot of comments where people are like, I hope that we could at least get the other WrestleMania arenas as unlockables. But yeah, it would have been nice to be able to add some more variety. I would have like enjoyed for them to put the Yokozuna and Bret Hart match back in from WrestleMania 9 or WrestleMania 10, because both of those were in the 30 years of WrestleMania. So I was even hoping for more Bret Hart matches, but he is in the showcase multiple times, which is the right thing to do. Because Bret Hart is that dude. He is the excellence of execution. But I'm rambling now. Let me end this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Appreciate you for watching. And until next time, this is your boy Soul Drum 86, and I'm out. Peace.